into it, it'll be probably a little bit less.
Yeah.
Welcome, Mr. Michael. This is our first podcast together. I'm honored to have the distinguished honor grad here from Fort Sill, Oklahoma, basic training.
Yeah.
That
was me.
Makes me really proud. I was just going over how I'm very upset that they excluded me. I didn't do anything, but
you didn't get any accolades.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we met in basic training, and it was a good time, right?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a good experience. I think anybody joining should go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for the Army, you think, or what would you say? Depends on you.
I guess it depends on the individual, and depends on what you're seeking for. If you want, you want like a job that's transferable, or do you want to go, be in the infantry? Something. It all depends. Everybody's story is going to be different.
And
me personally, I would probably go for something that's transferable.
Yeah.
And that's just
perfect.
That's the way it goes.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had a lot of fun doing basic, didn't you?
Basic was definitely a lot of fun. Yes. Yes.
Too much fun.
To me, it wasn't anywhere near as complex or as challenging as I thought it was going to be. I was thinking it's going to be, your shark attack, and
they never did that once.
Like hell, right? The whole time. No.
Not really. So. No.
Yeah, I don't think I remember.
They're supposed to come yell at you from all corners.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I think the most I got yelled at was as soon as we got off the bus, and they had us lining up to run in and grab a bunch of your gear, or and they gave me the wrong size gloves, so they gave me
bigger.
They gave me smalls.
Yeah.
So and they were like, try them on, get out, try them on. I'm like,
I can't.
And I'm like, wait, what? I'm trying them on as I leave the place. Okay. So and I'm, they're pushing you out the door basically, and then so I'm putting these gloves, and it only goes halfway on my hand, and I was like, hey, drill sergeant, I need new gloves. What are you doing? He had yelling at me, and I had to go back through the line and re-exchange them.
You're like Johnny Cochran, go. Yeah, it doesn't fit, drill sergeant.
So didn't fit, man. But that was the very beginning. That's where the chaos of it, I think, is.
Yeah.
But to me, I've got a lot of family, so I enjoy that. So it wasn't that bad to me, but I could see as a regular person or
off the street,
yeah, going into it blind, and then you just come in there and they tell you sign that paper, sign it, and it's wait, I didn't even read it. They're doesn't matter, sign it, and you're this is probably a pretty important document that I'm just signing my name on.
I remember reception was 4 or 5 in the morning, and that bald guy, the lead.
Yeah.
All right, guys, go in your things, shave, be out. We're we're not sleeping tonight. This is gonna be terrible. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's falling asleep.
Yeah.
We're just sitting, waiting to do medical all over again.
Yeah, nothing.
Just reading your stupid blue book.
How did you go in that horseshoe of the circle of events? Mm-hmm. I got my I was the last person, one of the last people in our little group to get our uniforms.
I don't remember.
So everybody else was already, we were in there for 2 days of doing this. Everyone else is already in OCPs, and I'm still in the PTs that they gave us to begin with, and I'm just looking around what day do I get to go get that so I can kind of fit in and look like everybody else?
And you're still marching with people?
Yeah, every day. We're going back and forth. I was just okay. But you go in the place and it's just hurry up and wait. And you just stand there. You just get in those giant snake lines.
And standing up, you're
oh, yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah. And everybody knows the soldier's creed and everything. And I'm just over here wait, you guys actually read that thing?
Well, see.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should pay attention to this.
I don't know if they do it. I don't think they do it active duty. In the Guard, once you join, until your ship date, you drill once a month before leaving the basic. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. But for me, I don't know. No, I worked. I was working a job.
You didn't drill before you shut down?
No, they wanted me to come do some like PT events and stuff with them.
Mm-hmm. You're like, nah.
And they wanted me to come. Yeah, like maybe do some.
But it wasn't
stuff.
required.
It wasn't required at all.
See, we were.
I went one time, and because the guy said I had to do a PT test before I shipped out, and I went there, and I was like, okay, what do I got to do? He's like, at least 40 push-ups, at least 40 sit-ups.
Yeah.
And you got to run, I think it was like at least 8 minutes or something like that.
Like, that's it?
I was like, okay. So I did 40 push-ups, I stopped. Did 40 sit-ups, I stopped. And then I ran like a 5:32 mile. And then the guy's like, you need to be back here next week. And I was like, no, I have a job. Like, no, I'm not leaving next week, am I? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, then I'm not coming. Like, I'll show up when you tell me I got to go.
How long did you leave when you signed up? Like, how much time?
When I signed up for the Army, I think it was like 4 months I had to wait till I shipped out. But that guy wanted me, the recruiter guy, he wanted me to like keep coming back to do PT. And I was like, nah, dude.
Yeah, no, we were required. It was a whole thing. Like, we did drilling, we did marching, we did, like, if for lunch, we would line up and he would just go down the line and ask you questions.
Really?
Yeah, if you didn't get it, you go back. It was like, it's called RSP, readiness, something, whatever. That was the hardest PT I ever did in my life. I did the whole year of whatever, and even with the guard, that unit got me ready. Kind of got me ready. Like, that shit they were going crazy. And then when I went to the Army, I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, when I went there, so I'd spoken to my siblings, and I was like, hey, man, like, what do I expect in basic training? I got a bunch of different stories. So I had that idea in my head of what I should see, what I should expect. And then when I got there, too, I was like, in reception, I was like, okay, this is kind of what they were talking about. And then once reception was over and we moved over to the bays or whatever you want to call them, it just like drastically just dropped levels of intensity. And I was like, all right, I guess this is it. Sure. And then so the whole time I'm in there and I'm just like, the whole basic training, basically, I'm waiting for like, the intensity to like ramp up, and it just never really did. It stayed pretty, I don't know about you and your opinion on it, but I stayed pretty even.
I was
like
chilling.
My thoughts
I was just sitting watching everyone fight. I told you.
Oh,
watching you kill people. And like, because I was in the middle bay, so I had like the first front row.
Yeah.
And I knew right away. Remember, they took us into the halls?
Yeah.
That's when we were doing the like equipment, I think, right?
The layouts and stuff. Yeah.
And you could hear everyone yelling because it was a bunch of halls, right?
Yeah.
And I think we had Drill Sergeant Lee, and like, I was like everyone looked at each other. We're like, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Because you hear like the other ones just going crazy.
Definitely. Yeah. You could definitely hear that.
And he's like yelling but laughing because he's like playing the part. He's like, hey guys, you shouldn't do that. Like, we're all like, right away we were like, oh, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
Which he was.
He's like a normal dude. He's just trying to yell, but you clearly know he doesn't yell.
You think they make them go there? It's part of your route? Like, did he pick to become a drill sergeant?
I mean, so you can either volunteer or be DA selected. So you got a 50-50 shot. If you're going to make it to E7, you have to be a recruiter or a drill sergeant for your looks.
Or platoon sergeant, right? Something like that?
Something in that sense to stand out amongst your peers. And then to be able to go up. I'm sure you probably don't even have to, honestly, but I'm sure there's some people who got away with not doing it, but most everybody does.
I remember I almost, I think it was the first day I almost quit because we were folding our socks.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to make them smile. And I went up to them to like get it checked, and they're like, what the hell is that? I was like, I can't do this. I can't fold my clothes. I folded your clothes. You're like, what's going on? Like, I don't know how to hang up my pants, and they never even checked those lockers.
No, they didn't. I think they only checked like one time, and I think it was like the very, very end.
When someone had food on them, and we did that whole inspection.
Very, very end. Yeah, someone was stealing peanut butter, or somebody got caught with peanut butter packets.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was always early. I was up for the lights. Like, I was in uniform before the lights hit.
I never once slept underneath the covers.
Me neither.
I just slept on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Why would you?
Yeah.
I don't want to make my stupid bed every day.
Me too. I did that way. Once I got like the corners perfect, I like laid on top, and then I was like, nobody better touch my bed. I'll kill you. So I just laid on top. So anything I had to do in the morning, I could just roll right off, and then just pull just like a little tight, just to make the crease about a little perfect again, and then I was good to go.
I think the only hardest thing probably was the weather, honestly. In the morning?
That weather was
cold.
That weather was back and forth.
When we were in the field,
yeah,
with the fucking ice on the grass, like what the couldn't feel your hands.
Yeah. No, it was. Well, I don't know, for all those people, Oklahoma in January to March.
Damn.
And
snowing.
Yeah. I don't know. I look at it like this place.
It's the same place.
Like this place, like over here. And it's 70 degrees yesterday, and then all of a sudden it's snow. And it's,
tornadoes.
Yeah, tornadoes. I'm like, what is going on?
Throwing ice.
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah. It's fun.
I don't know why I volunteered for this.
You're never bored. It's always different.
Yeah,
different
I guess so. Yeah.
Like
all 4 seasons in one day.
No, it's true. We had the same thing. I told you. We had the sickness too. The green goo.
That basic training sickness that everyone gets, that is something to...
Your eyes are caked? Like,
yeah, that is something that everybody should expect, 1,000%.
Fucking fan.
If you're going to need to know one thing about ever joining the military, or if you're worried about basic training or something for whatever reason, just know you will get sick. The entire bay or everyone around you is going to be spitting up this disgusting green goop that's like comes out, and it's going to be there for a hot minute.
Those nasty.
You're not dying. It'll go away. However,
but the fan is blowing germs everywhere, and half the people, they shut it off, and then half the people come on, turn it on, and Mozelle's yelling like, "Fuck you! I need the fan to sleep." Like, what the fuck? I
have slept. The fan was like right next to me.
Yeah. Was it blowing on you though? No.
Like, it would be kind of. Mm-hmm. I mean, I would get like some of it, like here or there, but like you said, it's on or off every 2 seconds. But me, I'd fall asleep in 2 seconds anyway. My biggest thing is before I joined the Army, I couldn't wake up. I would sleep, and you could beat me in my sleep, and I wouldn't wake up. I joined the Army, and then that was one of my worries. I was like, how the hell am I going to wake up
for fire guard? There's no way.
Not even fire guard, but just
wake
in
up.
general. You know what I mean? I'm going to wake up. Yeah, everyone's going to be up and like gone. I'm going to wake up, and then everyone's going to be.
It's a fear, right? Is it? I think everyone has that fear of like.
Yeah, but I had like this serious problem where I was like, dude, I'm actually concerned. Like, if I'm going to be concerned about one thing, that's what I'm concerned about. And it actually, like, I completely did a 180.
Yeah.
180. I had zero problems being able to wake up anymore. I was like, I don't know how, but sure.
I had that one time in drill because I was X-ray tech. So then that day just. Thank God to the only National Guard. They left me the fucking. Those people were the most amazing people in my life, but they just. I don't know what it is. They just didn't give me shit. One day it was a drill, and they're out there doing medic shit, and it's like noon. I'm like, I go outside. There's no one in the bay, just me, and I go outside, and they're all like, "Good morning, sunshine." I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "I'm gonna go back to bed."
Yes. You're like, nobody's hurt. Okay, yeah. Come get me if anything happens.
That was I almost didn't join the Army.
Really? Yeah. What were we gonna do?
Well, I went to MEPS with the Coast Guard. Actually, I went Army, chicken out, Coast Guard. I like water. I like swimming in the sea. but they didn't really. The jobs didn't line up. Went back to Army, and my recruiter's like, I can't keep doing this. Like, come on, yes or no?
Yeah.
You know, First Sergeant Soroka just got promoted.
Nice.
Good man. You don't know him, but
Don't know
you
him.
should.
Cheers to you.
Met him as an E7. Now he's doing good. But I didn't join because the wall. I hate heights that much.
The rappel wall?
I was freaking out about it. And we show
Rappel
up.
wall's not bad.
No, I just went straight down. But day one, they're like, all right, rappel wall, day 3. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is like, can you like push it back next week?
They did that very quick.
It was quick.
Yeah, I want to say
Day
was like
3.
was it day 3?
Day 3.
I was gonna say it was one of those.
Freaking out.
Felt like it was the first couple days.
I was just like marching to it. Like, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's
Yeah.
not too bad. Not too bad. And you go up to Lincoln Logs.
Did I ever tell you, or did you ever notice when we went there that day? The guy we were making our seat, and then once we like cinched up and everything, the guy's like, nobody move. But at this point, I have like my junk is caught in the rope, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh, it's uncomfortable. And then I'm just like, all right, he's not looking. So I kind of just like move and like just adjust the rope just like a little bit so I could like free myself. And he like, all right, you go sit over there.
You got in trouble?
I was like, oh man. I was like, come on. So then I had to go sit down. Almost everybody went already.
You were waiting again?
And I was waiting, and they were telling me that I wasn't going to be able to do it.
Why?
I think they were just messing. They clearly were.
Because you moved something?
They were just fucking with me because he said don't move, and I moved.
Oh.
Because I was like, bro, I'm like crushing myself here. Like this is not okay. And then you know what I mean. So then I was like, all right. They finally let me go, and then because I came down the rappel tower, and then a few people later was the kid who refused to go down it.
No.
And he was like the last, like one of the last.
Dude,
person.
jump.
Yeah, I was like, bro, just go. It's not big of a deal.
Yeah, they're like, all right, look over. I'm like, it's far. They're like,
Yeah.
look over. I'm like, I know where we're at right now. I can feel it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, make an L with your body, right? I said, you have me, I'm on this fucking ledge. Let's just be honest. And then you're supposed to like kick.
Yeah.
I just went. But it's pass.
When I did it, they made it like a lot scary. I feel like they were trying to make it scarier than it was.
There's bigger towers though.
Oh yeah,
Airborne.
No, there are.
Aerosol.
Yeah, there are.
Like,
and when I went, I was like, they made you like crawl up to the edge.
you can see
and
through the fucking.
And they were like, and they were like, look over. So when I went to look over, that one, the bigger guy, I think he was an MP.
Halverson?
No, was he an
Was it
MP?
Halverson? Or Morrison?
Something like that.
Morrison.
Whatever his name was.
Morrison?
He like pushes me to like try to scare me, but he actually like pushed me. Like I went like
He's strong. He's a
I
big
went
guy.
like halfway over the thing, and I'm like, normally it's just like your neck, right? You're just like here, and he like pushed me, and I was like, whoa. And I'm not strapped to anything, and I just like in my head was just like, oh my god,
Don't do that.
I was like in my head, I was like, dude, I'm about to go head dive 40 feet, dude. I was like, I'm not even gonna make it a couple days into this. And but then he started laughing. He's like dipping up there, and I'm just like, okay. I'm like, you're just messing with me.
It's probably
So then-
fun, no?
with them. Yeah, 1000%.
Especially like you're like
yeah.
5th cycle, 6th. You're almost out.
Yeah.
Like, come on, chicken shit. Like,
Yeah.
jump.
So then, I hooked up, and then he's like, "Oh, come on, what up? You want to get pushed again?" And I was like, I'm tied up now, so it's all good, dude. So then I just hopped down it, and then it was funny. Then I go like once I sat down in like the crowd where everyone was like lined up, then I like sit down, turn back around, and then like all the drill sergeants are like cinched up, like lined up to go down with this kid, and he's like up there crying.
How'd it get down?
I think they took him down
The
from the. I don't think they made him go down.
logs? Like the ladder?
Yeah, that we walked
That's
up.
harder.
To begin
That
with.
thing's scarier than the actual rappelling. Because you could like see. I just don't look. I looked up. I just kept going. No. That and like Jacob's ladder. Did we do that in basic? Or was that maybe?
No, I think we did do the Jacob ladder.
I did it. I don't know if it was in basic.
I think we did it in basic.
Yeah.
I want to say we did. I don't know. I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
It wasn't that bad.
Some
actually.
other times.
It's really not that.
Yeah, I've done it some other times, so it's not that.
I remember
I can't remember.
Remember I'm in the gas chamber and they're doing their spiel, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hold my breath through it. You know, I never had any fear though. I thought it was fun. People were freaking out.
Like during the gas chamber or during
it, before it, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Like, think we're gonna die? Like, I don't know.
No, yeah.
Like, it was fun. You just cough a little bit. Like,
and then you like come out. I remember when I did it, I came out, I was just leaking snot. It's just like, ugh.
Piece of cake.
They're like, flap your arms.
Yeah.
Run in a circle. Oh, that way. You're like, I can't see.
Well, they tell you to like take off your mask and say the Soldier's Creed, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna not do that.
At that point, I was like, I don't know the Soldier's Creed.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know,
Dude,
when we were on, backtracking, when we were on the bus going there, people were like reciting the Soldier's Creed. And
I told you that,
and I was like, I guess did I miss the memo? Like,
I drilled 6 times when I went to. I knew everything.
Known that.
Only thing I didn't know was the Army song. In reception, I was like, I'm not gonna sing a stupid song, like March Along, like this is stupid. But we were trained up before we even went, like right face, left face, everything. Just,
I was brand new to that.
And then they start you day 1, and I'm like, this is stupid. But it was cool.
It's not bad at all. It's
it
really
was
not
funny.
bad. It's funny stories. Like, it goes by so fast that it makes for such great stories. Honestly,
I remember reception though. I'm like, what building do I belong to? Because people just fucking take off running. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you don't have any, like in the beginning, I don't have any like friends yet.
Yeah.
Is that black guy in my thing? Or is that black guy in my thing? Oh God, they all look the same. And like, you just find it. I was like, whew, thank God.
The only way I knew which building to go to was the kids that were holdovers in reception.
You remember them?
I remember, not their names or anything, but at that moment in time, I remembered I probably remembered their name then, but I remembered their face more than anything. And then because they were they were always around somewhere.
Why was that?
If I ever needed to get back into the reception building, there was.
What made you be a holdover in reception? Medical?
I think it was medical.
That would suck. Reception, and you're like,
yeah, like you're not even anything.
There were people there for like weeks, months, like waiting to like go home or waiting to like continue on. Like what? I think the holdover. Everyone made a joke about it, right? Holdover.
Yeah,
but like that sucks.
Oh, it's terrible, dude. I would not want to be a holdover.
Like you're almost done, and then nope.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was like. Because that's what like the stories that they were always telling everybody way back in the day. Don't go to sick hall. You'll be a holdover. And everyone's like, it's probably why you get the green mucus thing.
They tell you don't go to sick hall.
Don't go to sick hall. I remember that. They're like, I'm dying. Or they're like, don't show it.
Or don't stand up when the commander says who wants to quit day 1. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Sit down.
The guy.
Sit down.
The funniest thing I still think about basic training in general was how stupid all of us were when the commander would walk on the drill pad. We'd be like, hey. And then the first sergeant would walk on and be like, attention. And we would just the whole time never got it right.
The front and left were awful.
Never got it
They were
right.
in front of the door.
I know.
And they were retarded. We were in the back right. And we're like, that's a 6'9". I think we should.
Should we call it? We're like, no, we're nowhere near it. Like, because somebody else should. It's so funny. And then we always got it wrong. Like, that was, to me, the most comical
week
thing.
7, we were still doing it wrong.
Still doing it wrong.
They were just like, let them pass. Or the graduation. I state my name. State my name. No! Your name. We couldn't get it right.
No, we couldn't. It was so funny.
Nah, it was
good times. See, like those are the things when people are like, "Should you do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah," because you should want stories like that.
In the morning, run down on the chalkboard. Like, what are we doing today?
Yeah,
that. All right, that's cool. Like every other day. Church day. Oh, I ever tell you my church story?
No.
No.
You went to church?
One time. I never told you the story?
No. I don't think so. Maybe. Probably not.
One Sunday I've been to church like 3 times my whole life. But I'm in basic. I'm like, let me just get out of this fucking barracks for the Sunday. Let me go to church. I don't know what it was, but I went. It was like Catholic or whatever. It didn't matter. I'm there trying to find a seat. Like, this is cool, you know? It's like, if you don't do church, it's cool to be there. Like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, there's a seat up front. No one's there. So I sit. It's so sunny. You can see it coming through the windows. And with like a couple people up front. And they're like, whatever. They're starting the proceedings. And we're going to start off with the chorus. The band or whatever.
You sat with the band.
Mm-hmm. They go, the lady next to me is like the I think she's a civilian. She's like the...
Oh my God. Where
Never
was
told you that story?
I needed to be there.
So she taps me and goes, there's a book under your chair. I'm like, what book? She goes, the book for the songs. What songs? She goes, I'm like, what? Like, it's too late now. So we stand up and I'm trying to sing. I can clearly see her eyes looking over like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But it was so embarrassing. I was like, this is the worst time of my life. Never going to church again.
I mean, I would say if you're going to go to church,
I'm sweating.
Stay away from the front row.
Because I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And people are watching me like, this guy's...
I'm surprised you weren't just like hiding in the back or just, like disappear somewhere.
I didn't know what it was. I was like, oh, there's a chair. You're just trying to find a chair, sit down, stay out of mind, whatever. Everything was just like the cafeteria. I don't need food. I'm just going to follow this guy. If the guy in front of me...
some food, and I could care less. I was gonna eat.
Yeah, but you would forget where everyone's at, and you end up on the other side.
Oh, that happened to me like twice.
Hey!
I was like, my bad. Like, well, because you would go down, you'd get shoulder to shoulder, and you'd step by step go, just slapping things down. And then when you got to like that middle section where it's like your fruits and vegetables,
you get lost.
Yeah. Like right then and there, if you're not paying attention and fast enough,
there's no one there, you're fucked.
And then boom, next thing you know, the dude in front of you could have went left or right.
Yeah, look
and you're like, because you're not allowed to look anywhere, any other direction except for like straight ahead. So we're like, oh shit, okay,
fucking blow a whistle.
I'm gonna wing it. I'm winging it. I'm going left today. You go left. You're just like, I don't think I see anybody that I know, and you're like, fuck.
Fucking shoot a flare.
You're like, fuck. Sit down. Get over here. And you're like, oh man.
Was it you?
Hysterical.
Who gave us extra time? I think it was you.
Extra time in the defect?
Yeah, they eventually put the soldier at the end in charge of, all right, get up. But someone gave our table like a minute extra, but everything is so choreographed, like,
yeah.
And like, we're gonna get in trouble. Like, you sure? Like, well, we want extra time to eat. I'm like, guys, you're stupid. Just fucking scarf it down real quick. And then I think the table before after us got up, but we were supposed to get up before them, and it just we were in trouble. They're like, "What are you doing?" Like, I was like, "See, you're gonna get caught, stupid kids."
I don't know.
I think it was you.
Probably was me.
You're probably part of it.
It probably was me, to be honest. Well, I also was testing my limits though too. A lot of the times I wanted to see. I was pushing. I wanted to push the limits really, see what I could get away with.
You're right. The reception probably was the wind and the snow and reception. Like,
well, you also didn't have like anything yet. You were just in like PTs, and PTs
Yeah.
I mean, for the past 8 years I've been wearing them, they were the worst thing. They were the worst. They don't help you stay warm at all.
They're comfy though.
Maybe the old ones were better, but I never
those gray ones.
Yeah, maybe they were better, but the ones that they have now, they're awful. They're literally just windbreakers.
They're okay.
But it doesn't help you when it's 10 degrees outside.
The shorts are nice,
snowing, and
with a little pocket.
The short's nice. Yeah, your ID card slot
keeps your nuts in
pocket. Yeah. The compression shorts for the PT ones, those are the best ones.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you get them.
No, it was a good time. I told you. I'm happy we had Drill Sergeant Lee. You got him on Facebook too, right or no? I'm going to tag him.
I don't think so.
I got him.
Maybe. Oh. I don't know. I got to look.
And Coughlin, thank God we didn't have him too much. And he was a cool guy. But
I think it would have been a lot better.
We would have been trained.
Well, I'm not saying anything, bad against
he was intense.
Lee, but I think when I say better, I think it would have been more of what I was expecting if we had Coughlin that whole time. Of it would have been more intense. There would have been more
yelling and
all that stuff, because that's what I envisioned what was going to happen the whole time. Mm-hmm. And there really wasn't that much. Yeah,
it's too easy. Yeah, that was fun. I'm trying to figure the guy.
I got yelled at by the other drill sergeants more than I did by ours.
Well, because I think weren't they mad at him? I think for not yelling at us too much.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure he was the senior drill sergeant for them, for that whole group.
Yeah. I don't know,
but he was probably there less than a third of the time.
Who,
Coughlin?
Oh, he was a senior? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He was high speed, just tracking.
Yeah,
I used tracking for 8 years.
One of the funniest things is I'm so brand new to the Army, right? You guys, at least some people had the Soldier's Creed down, and you were studying beforehand or whatever. It was the first day or two that we're in formation, and they're going tracking,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are they saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, are they saying dragon?
Dragon? You thought it was dragon?
What are they? Swear to it. I thought they were saying dragon for the first couple days, and someone else said tracking, and I was like, oh my God, is that what they're saying? The whole time I was like, wow. I'm an idiot. I was like, I don't know. I was like, how could I even? I was like, dragon wouldn't even make sense. I was like, that doesn't make sense. I was like, oh man, I'm so stupid. I said, whatever, that's fine. But I swear, but the way it was, I think it was just the way that he was saying it. Mm-hmm. It was just so fast and
so much energy.
Yeah. But my favorite thing was when he would come back around and get in front of the thing, and he would just keep his hands at parade rest and get up on his tippy toes, and he would do that little
yeah.
And you'd be like, oh shit, he's about to get pissed off. You knew that was his thing.
They put us in a giant sheep sweaters next to each other. So hot, you would fall asleep. Remember that? Well, hey, you get up.
They were. What was it? Was that one day?
It's too hot.
We did. We were doing PT though, but it was in we were in just the regular PT clothes. It was not winters, and it's freezing outside. Somebody complained. I don't know who it was. Somebody complained. So they were like, okay, put on your full winters. Mm-hmm. Full winters. When you come after PT, they were like, put on your full winters and come back down here. So that's when we had the snow gloves on. We had the overcoat. We had your
waffle top,
your waffles, and they meant we just bundled up. And then it gets to be 75,
it changes
80
so
degrees
quick
in the middle of the day. And that's when we're outside learning how to do who knows what. And they're just sweating. It's like, can we take this off, drill sergeant? Oh, now you want to take it off? Now you want to do it? No, you're going to keep it on.
The best is when
oh my goodness.
We're on the drill pad, and off the drill pad was the grass, and then the building, you can kind of lay against it. But if you got no stimulation, you're gonna fall asleep.
Oh yeah,
and they would always catch people,
especially after meal, after lunch.
But
breakfast, lunch.
We would see someone, and then
dinner or something.
We would see a drill sergeant, and watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and the kid's oh. I was like,
got him.
Nah, it's was a very good time. I said they never put me in charge of nothing. It was great.
I got put in charge like once, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember I was marching. I just remember the funny thing was when I was marching, and that one dude was
the big guy.
Yeah, he was filling in for Lee and Coughlin because they weren't there for whatever reason. And you were marching back from the DFAC, and he was marching backwards.
Yeah.
As I was marching forwards, and he was so close to me that his brim was like our brims on our hat, and like his brown round and my PC were like basically touching. Like it was so close. I just never could figure out how he could really be in step.
Was he though?
Well, oh yeah, dude, we were like perfectly in step. I mean, everyone's in step. Don't get me wrong. So once you get it, you know you're in.
It doesn't register in me. I can't. I don't know why my.
But I got a size 12 foot, and so did, and he probably had like a 12 or 13.
Step
and I'm just like, you know, at some point you could be in step all you want, but how close he was, I was like, I'm just surprised. Neither one of our like foot like hit one of the others.
Yeah.
In the meantime, and he's like, I forget what cadence we were doing, but he's like, "Don't do it, my cap. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna fucking smoke you. Don't do it." And then whatever it was we were like making fun of his platoon, and then I did it anyway, and then I never got in trouble. I think he just like laughed at me.
Just having fun.
Afterwards. He was just having fun.
It was
great though.
It was fun to just see all the people.
Yeah.
I remember. It's weird how I remember everything. Like, you're a little bitch.
You cried.
You're crying.
You cry. Why are you crying?
Why are you crying?
When people's lockers got messed with, that was.
Remember Levinson getting mad when he flipped his bed?
Yeah.
Flipping out like, motherfuckers, I'm tired of this shit.
I actually wasn't even the one who flipped his bed.
No?
No.
You know who did it?
Not that time. I don't remember who did it that time. I know that one wasn't me.
I think he went enlisted. He changed his mind.
I think that one wasn't me.
He came in as OCS or something. Remember that?
Did he?
I think he changed it. He got deployed and everything.
Really?
Yeah. I just remember at night, I'd be laying in bed.
Good for him.
And the lights off, and I just see shadows going boom, 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 boom. Like people screaming, hey! Like
it used to be. It was so much fun.
It was
really
cool.
those. Who was it? It was really like the ringleaders in it. It was pretty much like myself, Ofield, and
Ofield was fun, though.
Yeah,
Pippins just followed, probably, right?
I think so.
He was funny. Never talked to them.
We were the ones who were typically doing everything, like messing with everybody. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I wonder. I mean, those drill sergeants and them, they gotta know. They gotta know something's going on.
What?
We're messing with each other and all that too. And I wonder if that's why they weren't so like hard on us.
Why? They let us do our thing?
They just let us do our thing, or if that was just that's just like how. Lee was.
Their life's probably hard enough, though.
Yeah.
Like, let's let them do their thing, as long as they don't kill each other.
Yeah.
Truthfully, as long as they had the one issue with the one kid with the suicide watch. Remember him?
There was one. I do remember vaguely.
He's the one day one stood up, and then they kept him the whole basic training. He could have just trained, and then they kicked him out. It's terrible. But he would get like spit on, remember that? Like it was getting bad.
I don't remember that, but that's bad.
Then they moved him
funny.
to the first floor, to where they all stay in the office for safety. But two people had to always be with him. It would fuck with your sleep.
I had to do that, but that's terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Terrible, Kenny.
It's terrible.
Terrible.
That's funny though.
But it goes by quick. I told you. Was a good time. I didn't even know anyone's MOSs on this. I didn't even.
No. I don't think anybody knew anybody's MOS
at the end.
Until the very end.
Airborne cook.
Yeah, airborne cook. Who was that? Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh man,
because there's a bunch of us.
So funny.
That
was so funny. So for all those listening, the story is at the very end of basic training, we sat down with the drill sergeants and they were like going around a big horseshoe and they're like, all right, tell us your MOS. We'll tell you exactly what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. So we were all like, oh, that's super cool. All right. And so we go around the table, and I'm like, oh, I'm a 68 Papa. You know, and they're like, oh, all right, you're just going to be taking x-rays, and you're just sitting in some hospital, and you're going to have like probably the easiest job out of everybody.
You're like, yeah.
All right. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And then when he goes around, you know, some people are like, I'm artillery specialist, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, all right, dude, your life's going to suck. Yeah, you're going to be doing blah,
like
blah,
shit.
Blah, blah. Like, you're going to be doing this every day, yada, yada, you know. So it would go all the way around. And then one of the dudes is like, I'm an airborne cook.
Sit your ass down.
And the E7 is like, what? Airborne cook? What do you think? You're jumping out of the fucking plane with pots and pans? No, dumbass. You're going to be the guy sitting behind the counter making my eggs in the morning. And everyone just started laughing and clowning on this kid this whole time. It was so funny. Just the way it went down.
Airborne pots and pans.
Jump out of a plane with pots and pans? Oh, man, it was hysterical. That was hysterical. It was great, though. And then I think the next funniest thing was when we graduated, and we go to leave and get on the bus, and I walked over to Coughlin and the other guy, I forget his name, and I just tried to genuinely be like, shake their hand. It was like, hey, Jill Sargent, I want to just thank you, you know, you guys for all the time that you put in and for doing all this. And Coughlin looked at me and he's like, I'm not touching your fucking hand. Get away from me. And I was like, oh, all right, man. Like, my bad, dude.
Rude.
Yeah. And then the other drill sergeant was like, okay, if I'll shake your hand. Yeah. And then he did. And then I was like, Coughlin, you sure?
Was it the bald guy?
Yeah.
The crazy one?
The crazy one. The one who got yelled.
I took 2 bullets and yeah. Like, relax. Calm down, bro.
The prior infantry guy. But that one, he shook my hand, and then I looked back at Coughlin and was like, you sure? And he's like, get on that bus right now. And I was like, all right, man, my bad.
Yeah, but I told you the story, right? When we got our berets for that like long-ass ruck march at the end, how I woke up and there's no one at the fire guard desk.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that off this podcast.
Yeah, it was like a Twilight Zone. It's like a red light. I wake up and like I look over.
Yeah.
And we just finished this. We got a beret. We're soldiers, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, congrats. Yeah, and there's no one there.
This is right after the completion of the 12 miler, right? That we do. I think it's 12. Is it 12, right?
12 or something. Yeah.
I think it was 12.
Fun.
Everything in the Army is 12.
Fire guard's done in 2-man team, right?
Yeah.
You wake each other up, you go to bed, the next 2 guys go all the way down the line. The 4 guys before me never woke up. There's no one at the desk for probably 2 hours, maybe longer. And I woke up, I was like, oh no. Like I hit the guy next to me, I'm like, let's wake up, let's go. I changed in like 2 seconds, and we get there, and I get everything like going, and then the drill sergeant comes in. I was like, hey, he's got the light, and I was like, whoosh, we would have got killed.
We got distraught. They probably wouldn't. I don't think they would even have done anything.
No. Still was bad though. Like,
that was bad, definitely.
When you guys wake me up, you know?
I don't know. Was I before you?
No.
Usually it went in like alphabetical order, I thought, though.
No, it was by beds. Because you wake the next guy up. It was easy. Okay. You know what I mean? I think it was.
Yeah, then I wasn't.
It wasn't no genie. He was
Me and Cafe were off the hook then.
We got to go. He's right down the street.
Yeah. We'll go hang out with him.
He got like married, everything. Like he's like a whole full-fledged guy now. Good for him.
Good for him.
I think he does MRI now.
Good for him.
See? Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh.
Nah, it was a good time. Figured we'd get the basic training couple stories out of the way, right?
Yeah.
On our first podcast ever in Chicago.
Yeah.
Poor neighbors. They must hate us.
Probably.
Maybe there's no one below us.
I don't know. There's definitely someone above us.
Yeah, but
hear them during the day.
I don't think you can hear people below you, right?
You probably could.
Think so?
If you're loud and obnoxious enough.
What do you mean, like playing Mexican music at 3 a.m?
Yeah, but we were playing music that loud on the TV. Not on the TVs or anything.
It was on this.
On this thing. I mean, these things are loud enough. So. Thought I was deaf.
It's okay. No, I think we'll end it here. little something for the peeps, and then we'll continue on later. Okay.
Yeah.
Deal.
I'm all through with that. We'll just go story by story. We'll start with basic.
The distinguished undergrad here. I'm so happy. And
that was the worst at the graduation ceremony when we had to keep going back over and over.
No, staying awake.
Over.
Remember that? The actual graduation?
I couldn't fall asleep. I was the first person.
Oh, I was pinching the guy next to me, left and right. They'd be like, waking the fuck up. Because your family would be like, hey, over here, and you can't turn. You gotta look forward. Yeah.
Well, I got promoted in basic training too, so I had to do like that first portion at the very beginning, and then I had to turn around and changing up ASUs. I'd like run into the back, changing the ASUs, and then like pop back out up front.
Sounds fun.
My mom pinned the rank on me upside down.
Does she?
Yeah. It was pretty funny. The drill sergeant like reached back over her shoulder and was like, ma'am, you did that wrong.
And do it again.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Half right face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I thought it was hysterical. But
let's stop it here and then we'll jump right back in, okay?
Yep.
Cheers, motherfucker. Only 47 minutes.